Okay, it's really starting to feel like the word casual has lost all its meaning inside of the UFC fan base, okay? A once beautiful slur created handmade by the hardcores of the MMA fan base has now been adapted by the actual casuals. Tell me I'm not the only one who sees that and feels that way. It now feels like the only people who use this word unironically are the casuals. They will just see a take, not agree with it, and just be like, casual, man, you don't know shit, like, just a casual. Dude, they're the only ones who use it, and this is a problem because a once beautiful slur has now been turned into something pretty cringe. You used to get called a casual for maybe simply only being able to name one fighter, that fighter probably being Conor McGregor, or stuff like just asking dumbass questions like, this is stage, man, right? This is like the WWE, this isn't real, this is dangerous, they could get hurt in there, shit like that, okay? But now it feels like if you just simply have a hot take, a bad take, considering what goes on the weekend following that take, it just feels like you get called casual for having a hot take now. And that's just not the case. That's not what a casual is. You pick an underdog, they're like, casual, man, you don't know the sport. He's not going to win. This is MMA. Anything can happen. All of a sudden, you get that pick right. You pick a plus 300 underdog. All of a sudden, they're the fucking casual and you're the fucking hardcore, okay? That's not what a casual is. A casual is someone who's not invested in the sport, simply put, all right? You can have bad takes and still be a non-casual. Look at Kenny Okoye, all right? Like, bro, he's not a casual. He just has bad takes. He's invested in the sport. He follows along. He knows what's going on. He watches all the fights. He's not a casual. You can have bad takes and just be a non-casual. That's the thing. That is a real thing, okay? It really just feels like nowadays the only people spewing that word out now is real casuals, Like, you pick against Shama Boy, all the Shama boys are screaming, casual, casual Shama, Shama casual. Like, they don't know what to fucking do. It doesn't compute in their head that Alex Pereira, the star, could lose, Like, these real casuals, they only know the stars. They can't name all the current champs, only the big star ones. Shit like that, Like, I don't really have to explain what a real casual is because you know what it is. But I just feel like it gets thrown around too lightly. As long as you keep up with the sport, you know all the champs, and you're invested in it. It's on your timeline constantly. You think about it every day. You're making sure you pay attention to every card every weekend. You can't be a casual then, okay? By default, you are no longer a casual once you're that invested. Now, if you fucking just put the fights on and don't watch them and say, yeah, man, that fight was crazy, it was insane, I loved it, and you didn't even watch it, then yeah, you're probably a fake hardcore posing as a hardcore who's really a casual. Also, you need to realize not every fan is going to be a hardcore fan who's invested in it, has no life outside of the sport, and is a fucking loser and only cares about MMA, alright? Not everyone can be like that, bro. Not everyone can be like us. They really can't. Okay, they can't afford it. So a hardcore and a non-casual are different. You can be a non-casual and not be a hardcore at the same time. There's two different categories there, all right? There's three: the casual, non-casual, and then the hardcore. So how can you tell if your friend sitting next to you is a casual or not, all right? First fucking red flag you gotta look at. Do they watch the prelims? If you don't watch the prelims, man, you're a fucking casual, okay? That's the first strike. That is strike fucking one. Because some of the best fights are usually on the prelims. The way they stack cards nowadays, a lot of ranked fighters are on the prelims. A lot of people who are on the main cards who shouldn't be, like, take away spots from fights that end up on the prelims that are bangers. You gotta watch the prelims. If you're not watching them still, if you're still in that phase of your MMA journey, dude, you gotta watch the prelims, okay? You gotta watch, maybe not every single one. Maybe you got a life to get to. But hey, if you're watching a card, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna commit today. This is what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna watch an MMA card. I'm gonna watch a UFC card. Watch the prelims. Watch all the fights, man. Maybe skip the women's, right? You can go do whatever you want during the women's fights. You don't need to see that shit. But watch the prelims. That is a given. You must watch them. Next red flag is you gotta be able to name all the champs, man. All the current champs. Every single weight class. If they can't name all the weight classes champions, then bro, just scream the word in their face at that point. Like, bro, they're a casual, alright? It's not hard. You don't have to pay attention to the sport, like, big time to know all the champs, okay? Maybe you, like, forget one. Like, you maybe forget flyweight. Or you forget who Bilal Muhammad is. I can understand that. they're not a big star at the time, but nah. All right, if you are invested in this sport enough, you got to know the champs. You got to be able to name all the champs. I know they change a lot, man. I know it's a lot. But it's fucking 7 people, all right? Or is it 8? No, it's 8. 8 people, okay? It's 8 fucking people, man. 8 people, all right? You can remember that, okay? If you're invested in this sport as much as you are other sports, you can name 8 people and keep track of it, okay? So naming all the weight classes champions, that's a for sure. Like, that's a... You gotta know that, okay? You gotta. Next thing that a casual does is switch up instantly on fighters, all right? If you are a fan of this sport for real, you know and you realize that anything can fucking happen and anyone can lose any prime of their career, any weight class. You can get flukily knocked out, flukily subbed, injuries can happen, anything can happen, okay? So if you switch up on certain fighters after they lose, they're on their crazy win streaks, all the momentum, they're a huge star, and all of a sudden they underdeliver, they lose. You're a bitch, man, all right? You're a bitch, and you're probably a little kid as well. Like Alex Pereira. I'm seeing so many people, this is probably trolls, but half of it is trolls and half of it is casuals, because we're probably all casuals, to be honest, because trolls don't even give a fuck about the sport. They just want the big tweets and the big headlines. But yeah, the people switching up on Pereira after he lost to Magomed, disgusting. All right, the fraud word being thrown around there on a 3-time defending champion, or did he defend twice and got the belt once? I don't know. Okay, one of the most active, exciting champions we've ever had. It was a great run. As someone who picked Magomed and knew he was gonna win, don't switch up, all right? Just respect the fighter and respect that he could come back and win, okay? Respect the fact that Magomed was the better man of the night as well. Don't cope and comment, dude, he fucking got freaking Shama robbed, all right? Shama got robbed. Dude, that is just as bad, okay? Don't blindly say fighters got robbed because you like them and because you were on the bandwagon, and all of a sudden the bandwagon fucking fell over and you're sitting on the side of the road thinking, what the fuck, man? I wasn't on the right truck, all right? That is not right. Don't do that. Don't do that, man, or you're a casual. And the final red flag is, if you ask them who your favorite commentator is and who you think the best one is, if they say Joe Rogan, man, fucking kick them in the shin and fucking run away, all right? Because they are a casual. If you really watch the sport, if you really listen to the pay-per-views, and you like Joe Rogan as a commentator still, you just are lying to yourself, okay? You're lying to yourself and you're a non-casual, or you're a casual, because, bro, you can't like Rogan at this point. He's so fucking annoying. Oh my god. Don't even get me started on this. He overreacts to every single leg kick thrown ever. He overestimates how a person is damaged, how much a leg is beat up. Oh, that lead leg, man, it's hurting. Okay, he also he'll also jump the gun every single time a person gets a submission attempt going. He's like, oh my god, he's got it. He's got it, man. He's got the submit. It's over. It is over. He'll just say it's over when the submission is not close at all. I get it, he's a black belt. But bro has no idea what he's doing when he's talking about submissions, because he'll say a submission is in when the guy is fucking not even squeezing. The guy is not even close to being done with the submission or getting the submission done. Like, it's so annoying. It makes you overthink. It makes you biased in fights. It's like, oh my god, this guy's about to finish him, when in reality, the guy just has his back and is doing completely nothing but controlling him and throwing one strike per fucking minute, okay? One of the OGs was really important for the early rise of this sport. I get it. He actually used to be a decent commentator. He used to really explain things really well, but I feel like he's regressed. I feel like he's gotten worse with his commentating. He just screams and says unnecessary shit now, which, I'm going to be real, a lot of the commentators suck. Michael Bisping, he's gotten better, but he's still kind of annoying. Paul Felder is sick. He's underrated. Dominic Cruz is retarded. DC is biased towards wrestlers, but other than that, he's not as bad as people make it out to be. He's somewhat good. Like, he has a good voice. He talks well, at least. Who else is there? Anik. Anik's the GOAT. Anik's pretty good. He does talk annoyingly and over cuss, like, excessively, and it's kind of cringe when he's like, I'm fucking ready for this fucking card tonight. Are you fucking ready, guys? Especially the press conferences. That shit is so corny. But I get it. He's just trying to fit in. He's an old head. He's trying to fit in. I get it. But with the younger crowd, I guess. So yeah, if they like Joe Rogan, if they say Joe Rogan's the best commentator, just know. You know, okay? So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the word casual and how it's being transformed into this cringe buzzword when it actually used to be a pretty fun and useful little slur that we all made up. So yeah, that's the video. Remember, man, don't be a casual, okay? I'll see you guys in the next one.